Hello everyone. I hope you are well. It is nice to see you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Business Wealth Show, and today we are speaking about debt and what to do about debt and how to deal with debt. So I do appreciate you tuning in for today, Training Tuesday. Give me a hello in the comments if you are watching. Let me know that you are here, and if you are tuning in on the replay, give me a hashtag replay in the comments so that I know that you are tuning, that you are watching. I would love to know that you are here. So, debt. Now, I'm going to say most because I think that's probably true. Most businesses have debt of some form, whether that is money you put in when you initially started your business and the debt is to you, whether you've taken out a loan or a bounce back loan or a CBILS loan, whether you've got money from your family to start your business in the first place, or you've had to prop up your business by putting your own money in. Most businesses have some form of debt in there. Now, one of the fundamental principles of Profit First, which is the cash management method that we teach at Annette & Co. One of the fundamental principles is that we do not incur any more debt in our business. Because what debt is basically debt occurs because spending has happened that is beyond what the revenue of the business can support. Therefore, the business needs debt in order to fund its existence. And so what Profit First says is it says when you are managing cash, you need to be able to ensure that the business is supporting itself in terms of its cash. And therefore, we need to not be incurring any more debt. So if you are getting to a place where you want to make sure that your business is financially healthy, you want to ensure that you are in control of the cash in your business, then step one is to freeze the debt. It means that you are not going to incur any more debt in your business, whether you need to cut up your credit cards to do that or something else, but ensure that you're not going to incur any more debt. Make that a rule for yourself, okay? And the next step is, okay, well, now we need to work out a plan to get that debt paid off. And we also need to make sure we have a plan in place so that the business doesn't get in this position again where it needs to take on debt. So the core thing that I recommend that everyone does to do this is to, first of all, get a profit plan set up and in their business. What a profit plan is a forward-looking view of the business over the next 12 months with Profit First principles layered in. What I mean by that is you layer in making sure the business has a profit at the bottom line, making sure you are paid for the work you are doing in the business, and making sure money is going to be able to be set aside for tax purposes. So that forward-looking plan. Now, if you need help with profit planning, if you have not done a profit plan before and you are wondering what it's all about, I am running a workshop all about building your implementable profit plan. If you want more details of that and for us to send you the link, just put the word workshop into the comments and one of my team will reach out and we'll get that across to you. But what we recommend is getting that profit plan, getting that future cash position each month mapped out, and then looking at the debt payments that are happening in that, making sure that debt is one of those lines in there that you are factoring in debt repayments wherever they are due to. So whether they are due on credit cards, loans, or to yourself, making sure that they are layered in there. And understanding that there is a chunk of your income being set aside to pay off debt. But how do you work out which debt to pay off, what order to pay them off? Well, we recommend a method called the debt snowball method. And what happens with the debt snowball method is that you list out all the debts the business has. That's all of the debts, not missing out the ones to you, all of the debts the business has, whether it's to HMRC, whether it's a bounce back loan, whether it's a credit card, whether it's owed to you or your mom, whatever that is, listing out those debts and rank them in order of the smallest debt first, the smallest pound amount first, to the largest debt and put them in order. And then the aim is to pay off the smallest first. Once that's paid off, you go into the now new smallest, and you go that way. And that is where you create the snowball effect. Now, when you're doing that, you do need to make sure that you are making minimum payments in all other debts. We are not recommending that you avoid paying minimum payments. That is a fundamental that needs to happen. You need to make sure you're making your minimums, but you also need to make sure that you are overpaying so that you are getting the debt paid off, that you are getting that snowball effect. Now, you might be saying, well, I can't do that because I have all these costs in my business and I don't have any spare money. I don't have any spare cash. Well, in all honesty, you need to find them. You are paying now. You need to pay now for the previous overspending that's happened. That means you need to really scale back on your current spending in order to pay for the previous issues that have happened in your business. What that means is you need to get really clear on what you can afford in your business each month and what you can't afford in your business each month. And that may be that you need to cut some of your current spending in order to get this debt done, dusted, and out of the way. And you can then move on freely from that once that debt is paid off. Okay. So I hope this is making sense in terms of how you deal with the debt. Step 1, getting a profit plan mapped out, getting mapped out what the cash looks like in your business over the next 12 months, month by month by month, what income is coming in when, what spending is happening when, and what have you got available for debt, what is going to go towards debt overpayments. Remember, making sure that we're making our minimum payments. Then listing out those debts, listing them out in order of smallest debt first to largest debt, making sure that you have a list of those and then attacking the smallest first. And if you have any issues with any of those parts of it, you need to go back and assess your current spending. Is it in a place that is letting you pay off debt faster? If it's not, you need to be assessing why that is, and you need to be re-examining your spending. You need to be reworking your spending so that you can do it. This is basically a big jigsaw puzzle. That is essentially what your business's finances are, and you need to make all the pieces fit. And that means sometimes having very serious discussions with yourself about your current levels of spending, about the things that you can afford in your business, the advertising that you can afford to do, the team that you can afford to have on, the courses that you can afford to be in. So that needs to happen in many cases in order to be able to get rid of that debt, to free up that debt, to ensure that going forward, you are going to be in a better place, to ensure that that debt does not mount up again, and to make sure that you are getting healthy foundations installed in your business to move it forward as well. Now, some of you might say, well, some of the debts I've got are big bank loans, bounce back loans, those kinds of things. Should I be worried about paying them off early and accelerating the payments on them? The answer is yes. You should always be trying to get debt paid off early, to get it paid off as fast as you can, to free up yourself and your business for the future. So although things like the bounce back loan have very low interest rates, you should still be aiming to get those paid off as quickly as you possibly can in your business, still making sure your business is profitable, still making sure you have take home, and still making sure you have that money set aside for tax payments when they come as well. Because remember, any debt payments you're making, they are not going against your profit for tax purposes. So you still will have tax to pay even if you're overpaying debt. Debt repayments go in the balance sheet. They don't go in the profit and loss account, so they're not being offset for tax purposes. What happened when you made the original spending, that's when it got offset for tax purposes, but not paying the debt down. So that is your task. If you have a business that has debt, then I highly recommend you go through each of these steps that I've just spoken about in order to start working on that debt, eliminating that debt, and getting your business into a strong, financially healthy position. Thank you so much for tuning in today to the Business Well Show. I appreciate you watching, and I will speak to you soon. Take care.